Welcome, collectors. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Diecast Emporium. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at a model that's long been discontinued, but honestly, it's one of the gems in the 1/50th scale construction model industry, and nowadays it is very hard to get. This is the Conrad 1/50th scale Schwing America Inc. S47SX truck-mounted concrete pump. Yes, I know, a little bit of a mouthful. So, a little bit about this truck. Again, it was released a couple decades ago. I know, man, I'm getting old. And really to critical acclaim. When this truck came out, it didn't have the highest level of detail, but it really had a great amount of functionality. And really, it does everything you'd want a truck-mounted concrete pump to do. And particularly if you have a diorama of a building that's being constructed, this is a model that you're going to want to track down. Now, with it being discontinued, this is not something that you can just go to one of the dealer websites or any of the construction websites and just purchase this model. Unfortunately, it's not something that many people have in stock. Your best bet is to go on eBay and see if they may have it, or perhaps maybe attend any of the trade shows if they happen in 2021, fingers crossed, and maybe try your luck there. But again, I would recommend picking this piece up if you have the opportunity to do so. So, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and take a look at the packaging. So it is what I like to call reminiscent of the old school look. You have the rendering of the truck, you have the company name here, description here. Nothing more, nothing less. On the side here, you have information about Schwing America Incorporated, such as their address at 5900 Centerville Road, St. Paul, Minnesota, 55127, their phone number, and their web address. Again, God knows if that is still currently their headquarters. Who knows? They may have moved. I didn't bother to do the research prior to filming this video. Okay, let's get the truck unboxed. The Conrad trucks always come in this, I don't know if you can see this, but this foam rubber. It's always a tight fit in the box. So usually your best bet is to open both flaps and push with one end and pull with the other end. Usually this style of packaging does prevent the model from getting any shipping damage, but it is at times tedious to unbox because it's always such a tight fit. This one comes out really with little to no hassle. So there's the truck's inside. Just take it out. You're ready to go. The truck did not come with any accessories, at least mine did not, and it's fully assembled and ready to display. So the first thing that we'll do while we have a close-up look at it is we'll go over the different details that are on the truck. And again, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, they're pretty few and far between. This is a 90s model, if you will. So back then, you didn't really have opening doors. You didn't have the greatest decal application. But here's what it does have. It does have mirrors. It does have working steering on both front axles. And they are notched on the same continuous system. So they will turn together. And it will hold that pose, which is good. Looking at the cab, it's already kind of overzealous. It wants to show you that it will tilt forward, so you can pose the truck getting some maintenance done. However, as you can see inside, the engine is not detailed out whatsoever, but at least there's been an attempt to model an engine at all. Again, I mentioned the doors don't open. That's pretty much it for the details of the truck. But again, also as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, this is where the model scores really high, and that's the functionality. The outriggers all work, they deploy and they lower, and the functionality of the actual pumping system is top-notch, phenomenal. So let's go ahead and demonstrate that now. We'll go ahead and get the truck set up and ready to deploy itself to get ready for some concrete pumping. First off, the two outriggers at the front kind of deploy like this, off to the side. Then they screw down, lefty-loosey, righty-tighty. So we'll take those down to their full extent. Just about there. Same thing on the other side. This allows the truck, again, if you're not familiar or you haven't seen a truck like this in real life, these outriggers or stabilizers, as the name intends, is used to stabilize the truck when the boom is extended so that it doesn't tip over. So we've got the front ones down. Now we need to get the rear stabilizers down as well. Unlike the front, these deploy to the side and not angled out. Also, these drop down. Same thing, unscrew them. Now, if you wanted to, similar to a crane, you can make yourself some 1/50th scale outrigger pads or crane mats that would go underneath the stabilizers, but it's really not necessary. Same thing on the right side. Unscrew the pads and have your truck stabilized and ready to go. This works really, really well with them being on a threaded mechanism because it helps support the truck's weight, especially when the metal boom is extended. Okay, so we've got the truck balanced. Our wheels are free. We're ready to go. Now we can extend the concrete pumping boom. It has 4 sections to it, or what I will refer to as 4 sections. And I will zoom the camera out in just a minute so that you can see the full extent that this truck goes. Honestly, it's pretty awesome. It's pretty remarkable just how far this truck will go. And it also will turn 360 degrees. We're going to put this down just a little bit with the hopes that we might actually be able to get some of this on camera. All right. Hopefully, maybe, that might balance well for us. Okay, allow me to pick the camera up. I don't generally like to do this because I know it might give some people some camera sickness or whatever, but bear with me. I'm going to pick the camera up so you can get all this on screen. So this is our boom. So we have 1 section, 2 section, 3 section, 4 section, and then the little rubber hose, which again would discharge the concrete. At the rear of the truck right here, this is your hopper, which is where a concrete truck would go to drop off his concrete. Again, it would travel the length of the truck all the way up the boom here, all the way down, and again, out that rubber hose to wherever it was needed to go. Okay, so with that done, the last thing to demonstrate is, again, we'll bring in a Diecast Masters 1/50th scale McNeilus Peterbilt cement mixer combo. And again, this model was recently reviewed. I'll post a link at the top of the screen right now. If you have not seen this yet, I strongly urge you to watch the video. So we'll bring this truck in. He would back up right here and then put his concrete chute right there. So now he's discharging his concrete into the hopper. Again, the concrete goes all the way down to where it needs to go. So there you have it, collectors. That is a review of the Schwing truck-mounted concrete pumper, the S47SX to be specific. I have to say it's a phenomenal 1/50th scale model. It certainly is very impressive once it's fully deployed. Because the cylinders, as you can see, are metal, they are strong enough to withstand the boom being deployed. So really, at most angles, it honestly performs pretty well, and you could leave it deployed. And the chances of it bleeding down over time are very limited, again, due to the fact that the cylinders are metal inside instead of plastic. As always, I'm Tommy with Diecast Emporium. Thank you all so very much for choosing to spend your time watching another one of my videos. Be safe, be well, take care of each other. We're going to get through this 2020 here very shortly. Hopefully we'll find a cure, and life will go back to normal very soon. But until then, once again, be well, take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next review.